Okay, hello, good morning, It's 7:34, and yeah, we're gonna talk about how negative energy is like a sperm. Just really quickly, just like a little small comparison. It's just something that kind of, it's a good way to think about it if you are around toxic people. If you're around toxic people, if you are around negative people, and it's weird. Like there's these words that get tossed out. Like I'm just gonna say this. I don't like calling people toxic because we're all fucking toxic. We can all be toxic. We all have toxic traits, and sometimes we have traits that aren't even toxic traits. They're just traits that just don't vibe with other people. So calling people toxic is kind of like, like, oh, you're toxic. It's not me, it's you. It's sometimes you. We need to accept that sometimes it is, and sometimes it's just things don't mesh. Things just don't mesh, and things just don't vibe, or things like there's friction or whatever, and that's fine. Shit happens. However, if you are around people that don't mesh with you, let's say that they don't. If they don't mesh with you, if maybe they are always complaining about their life, and it's okay for people have stuff going on and they need somebody to talk to, and that's okay. But if you're around somebody that's constantly taking the conversation, and like they're always talking about all the stuff that's going on with their life, and maybe there's no space for you to talk about what's going on with your life, or there's no space to talk about different things that interest you, or whatever, anything like that, if it's something that you want to distance yourself from, if it's constantly bringing you down, then you can do that. You're allowed to do that. But one thing that I want to talk about is more about like how the energy can impact you, right? And if you are noticing things like this, and you notice that like you are, let's say you spend some time with this negative person or whatever, or there's, yes, let's just stop there. I'm not gonna stop explaining. If you go spend some time with this negative person, and then you come home and you suddenly start to realize that there's still this like lingering like feeling, right? Like you just can't seem to shake it. Like maybe there's just like a little bit of negativity, or you're very irritable, or you're a little bit on the angry side, whatever it might be. What you can kind of do to help alleviate that, there's you can do affirmations. Spiritual disclaimer again, and I say this all the time, you gotta do what works for you. You gotta do what works for you. And affirmations and like, chanting and like making intentions and all of this stuff is going to help you, absolutely. And it might help you more than what I'm about to tell you helps me, but I'm a very visual person. So one thing that you can kind of do is visualize that there's like this like sphere around you, and there's like all these different layers. It's like a gel, like a ballistics gel. This like dome, like a bubble, like an air bubble, like if you were a bubble boy, but made of like a ballistics gel that's like right up close to you. And that's like basically your energy field. And when you're around negative people, or if there are people that are talking shit about you, or people that are thinking negative thoughts about you, because that's energy too, you can imagine that there's like these like daggers or bullets, like rock-like daggers is what it kind of like looks like to me. And they're like, they're in your energy field, and some of them get stuck and you can just remove them if it's just like a random thought. But if it's constantly being around the same people, what you need to understand is sometimes this dagger, it just keeps being persistent and like going through this ballistics gel, coming closer and closer and closer to you. And the closer that this negative energy, this energy that doesn't vibe with you, let's say, the closer that it gets to the core of this ballistics gel, the more intensely you're going to start to feel those negative things. You might have the negative thoughts, and you might have the mood swings, and you might be really irritable, and you're going to have these moments where you're like, where did this come from? This isn't me. I was feeling fine earlier, or usually I shake things off sooner. You can actually start to do these visualizations, and visualizing this dagger that's made its way like a sperm. This is where the sperm comparison is coming from. It's like a sperm making its way to the egg. It's so determined. It's like, oh, I'm gonna get this motherfucker, that type of thing. You can actually like pull these daggers out. You can pull these daggers out and say, nope, and you just pull them out of your energy field. Close your eyes, imagine that, and just pull them out and send them on their way. I don't want this. Nope. I don't want this. And you'll actually start to feel relief. You will start to feel relief. And of course you're going to get into conversations with spiritual or non-spiritual people about, well, is it like a placebo effect? Is it real? Is it even real? Or is it just that you're convincing yourself that it's real and that makes it real? But then then you get into conversations about the mind and how the mind works and all this other crazy fucking shit. In the end, it works for me. It works for me. And the things that I see and the things that I do, it is real in this, as real as anything else can be. And in a lot of cases, it's more real than anything else, because everything is energy. Everything is energy. Everything is energy. Even physical matter is made up of energy, and it's absolutely crazy. It's mind-blowing, but that's a different conversation. Let's just talk about the sperm thing. So you can make these little visualizations if you're feeling a little bit off, and you can kind of scan, and sometimes you're going to feel like, oh, I'm feeling really off, and I'm scanning and I'm not like finding these daggers. You can literally just visualize, like imagine. You can train yourself to see them as they exist. However, what you can do until then is just pretend there's one there. If you're feeling really angry, if you're feeling like, just, visualize that there's this boulder on top of you, or this dagger coming into your energy field, and you're removing it. And just the act of removing it can just like cause relief. Just cause relief, even if it's not energetically there. It's the training of the release. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? It's training of the release. And then it can cause a whole bunch of other great things. Does this make sense? It doesn't fucking make sense, does it? No, it makes sense. Anyways, the thing that I really wanted to tell you about was how negative energies are kind of like a sperm. And they're going to try and attack you. They're going to try and get in there. They're going to try and get in there, and they're going to be persistent. And the regular removal of these negative energies, energy, like in that sense, fuck it, I'm just gonna say it. If you can't do it, if you're struggling, come see me. I'll help you. I'll help you. Just fucking come see me. We'll set up a session together, and I'll help you with finding some balance. It's gonna take training. It's gonna take training. And it's gonna take time. I can't even tell you how frustrated I was at the very beginning of my Reiki training, trying to visualize these fucking orbs of light. I was so frustrated. And I realize now, telling you like, oh, just like, this is all you do, how frustrating it can be to try to do that. And it can be very frustrating, because you're sitting there and you're like, it's not working, I'm not visualizing, I'm not good at it. But in the end, all those thoughts that you're having are just your negative thought patterns again, which need to be explored. That's what all it's doing. So don't get frustrated. Your frustration is just more signs of things that you need to heal. And with something like that, just be patient and keep trying. You don't tell a kid not to get on their bike and stop learning how to ride a bike, right? You never do that. So, okay, I'm just gonna go now. This was like all over the place, but I got my point in there about how negative energy is like a sperm, and that's all that matters. Okay, have an amazing day. I'm gonna go take a quick shower. I didn't work out today. My day's been like all over the place. My day, it's been 3 hours, and it's like all over the place. I didn't set my alarm. I overslept. It's been this, it's been that, but whatever. It's all good. It's been flowing. Everything's done. I'm gonna take a shower and move the fuck on, right? Have an amazing day. Bye.